Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Beard and Boarded. My name is Travis Tackett and I'm here to talk to you about the books I read this week, so let's get it started. The first book I read this week was Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps. As you can see, the lanterns are dealing with the Orange Lantern Larfleeze. Now, the Orange Lantern is the Lantern of Greed. Now, he's collected the Yellow Lanterns and the Green Lanterns in a jar and shrank them. So it's up to them to work together to escape. Little they know they have Hal Jordan and Kyle Rayner showing up to give him a hand. The book is a great book. If you don't know a lot about Larfleeze the Orange Lantern, it showcases his abilities, and it's a really fun book to read. I'd suggest it if you like the Green Lanterns 100%. Now, the next book I read this week was Spider-Man, number 1, or number 12. I'm not positive. I don't know if Marvel's positive either. So this book picks up with Miles Morales talking to agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They're telling him his father's disappeared and he needs to find them in another dimension. As you can see, he's making out with Spider-Gwen, so he went to Spider-Gwen's dimension. And that's basically all you know about the story. He didn't find his father yet, but it looks like it could be a good story. If you like Spider-Gwen and you like Miles Morales Spider-Man, I'd say this is a must pick up. So, yeah, that's how I feel about that. The next book I read this week was All-Star Batman. Now, this book is probably one of my favorite books I picked up this week. It's got amazing art by Jacques, and it's got Scott Snyder on writing, of course. Now, this book features Batman wearing a cryo suit of sorts to walk into the Arctic region where Mr. Freeze is hiding out. Now, Mr. Freeze is not wearing a suit like normal. He is wearing nothing. You know, he's in the Arctic. He doesn't need to wear a suit there. It's sub-zero temperatures are perfect for him. So the book is great. The art is amazing, and I'd suggest you pick it up, especially if you like Mr. Freeze. You don't get a lot of Mr. Freeze books nowadays, and this is a cool start to what I believe is going to be a really great story by Scott Snyder. Okay, so the next book I picked up this week is another Batman book featuring Batwoman pretty prominently. It has basically, it jumps back and forth in time. Batman is being followed by Batwoman in the beginning because she's watching him to be trained by him. So it shows Batwoman being trained by her dad and Batman, kind of, because her dad's in Batwoman's ear telling her, oh, there's Batman, see how he's doing this stuff? It's pretty badass, try and do that. And by the end of the book, it's basically, you know, they find out some of the stuff that's happened in the last few books in Detective Comics is going to be coming back to bite them in the ass, and then other things from Batwoman's past is coming back too. So I definitely suggest this book if you like Batwoman. And, yeah, it looks like a fun read. So the next book I picked up this week was The Flash. Now, The Flash has been really fun. This book is basically about the return of Captain Cold, as you can see, but he doesn't exactly return in this book. He's kind of remembering the rogues that he used to work well, not work with, but take down in the past, and they haven't been around in a long time. So he's kind of thinking, man, I'm tired of these crappy villains that keep showing up. They have no integrity, and they have no, basically, they're a bunch of pushovers and stuff. So he kind of misses his original rogues, and I'm sure he wouldn't miss them if they were there causing trouble, but by the end of the book, there's a cool twist, and I'd suggest you pick it up if you're into The Flash, especially if you like the Flash TV show. The show is a great show, but reading the books is it's a different feeling. The show represents comic books in a pretty good way, but, you know, you can never go wrong with reading the comics. Now, the next book I picked up is an Image title, Green Valley by Max Landis. This is number 4. It's called The Dragons. Now, this is a medieval world with these 4 knights that basically have retired, and they're forced to come out of retirement because the town over has something strange going on. There's some sort of wizard character who maybe a wizard or he may be something else. It's kind of hard to say because he seems to be using some sort of technology. Now, that's where it's cool. You don't know exactly what's going on. The art is amazing in this book. That's where I'm at right now. Behind me, as you can see, I'm in, the Green Valley art here. So, yeah, the art is great. The characters in this book have amazing beards, so that's probably the best part about the book. But yeah, I definitely suggest you pick it up if you haven't read any of it before. Pick up the first ones. The art's great, the characters are cool, and yeah, I definitely suggest you pick it up if you haven't already. The next book and the last book I read this week is God Country. Now, basically, I picked this book up because that cover looks pretty badass. It's big buff dude holding bad motherfucker sword walking towards a tornado. He looks sweet. But the story is about this family. The son of this older man is taking care of him because he's got Alzheimer's, and it's hard on his wife and kid because he kind of goes on tirades. He doesn't know who's in his house, and he starts freaking out. He's yelling, "I'm gonna kill you, get out of my house." And it's actually just his family trying to help take care of him. So the wife and kid decide, you know what, this is too crazy, we're leaving. And the son's like, I gotta take care of my dad. I don't know what else to do, basically. So they leave. Next thing you know, this cool tornado shows up, and it's not a regular tornado. Something weird's going on. Next thing you know, Grandpa's got this big bad motherfucker sword, and he's like, what the hell? Why am I old? He's looking at himself, and he's realizing, oh, okay, I can remember things now. So I don't know where this book's going, but I'm going to read the next one. I'd suggest you pick it up, especially the art is really great. The Grandpa has an amazing beard, and I think that Image comics are the only books that represent beards in a way I could appreciate. So yeah, so those are the books I read this week. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. Tell me if you would like me to do any other types of videos, and thank you very much for coming. Beard and Boarded.